Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Right, hello again there to all of our listeners. Again, my name is 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶. I'm the host of Cyber CEO, and we are very lucky to have another Cyber CEO on the show. Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Right. We know you're very busy. We really appreciate your time making the time for you to be able to be on the show. So, let me ask, for the benefit of our listeners, of course, can you tell us something more about yourself, Scott?
Yeah, well, I'm the director of bold coaches for 𝗙𝗪𝗋𝗶𝗹 International. I've been a bold coach since 2014. I've been an operating partner, regional director with 𝗙𝗪𝗋𝗶𝗹. I've done a lot of roles in this company, but I love what I do now, teach bold and of course, lead the bold team.
That is awesome. Wow. We are very, very lucky. Again, of course, to our listeners, you don't know how this is an honor, Scott. So let me ask you, though, how long have you been with Cyberbacker?
So actually, it's kind of interesting you bring that up. It's been 2 years a week ago. And of course,
Wow.
𝗙𝗪𝗃, who is my cyberbacker, reminded me of that. So yeah, it's been 2 years now.
2 years. And how has it been so far?
Well, it's really been phenomenal. It has. It's kind of changed the way that I do business. I have an assistant, a full-time assistant I pay, but bringing a cyberbacker in
Mhm.
has really given me back so much time and added so much value to what we do, and particularly my cyberbacker has done that for us.
All right, that's awesome. So, since we're already touching base on your cyberbacker, can you tell me something about her? How is it working with her? How is she like? How do your conversations go?
Well, she's a part of our team. Like she is literally a part of our team and our family. So we communicate, and it wasn't always in the beginning. It was a little different because I haven't worked with somebody just digitally before.
Hmm.
But as we kind of grew our relationship, and she became such a huge asset to my business, I brought her in and said, why wouldn't we just treat her as we would anybody else in our organization, as if they were here or they were a part of, our everyday decisions, because she really and truly has been. So that's what's been so phenomenal for us is that relationship is created opportunity for me. And what's interesting is 𝗙𝗪𝗃 does things before we even know that, I even know that it needs to be done. It's become that type of relationship where I think that she's tied into success that I have and works very hard to make me successful. And I'm tied in for her having the best life possible. So I want to give everything that I possibly can for her to have the best life she can.
Now, basing it from what you said, Scott, I can only imagine that this relationship has just gone from a cyber CEO and a cyberbacker, to a friendship as well with Trish. Am I right?
Yeah, no doubt about that. I care about her. I care about her family. We want the best for her in every situation. But yeah, she's a part of our family. Absolutely.
That's good. So, I have a question. What do you think
Sure.
if we had, let's say, Trish here on the show right now? What do you think she would say about working with you, or your personality?
I, that's a great one. Well, I think number one, I think she knows that I care. I do. I care about her, and I know her sons. I know their age. I know her family. I think she knows that I truly care about her having a phenomenal life. Not just at work. Why not be able to get the most out of the time that we spend together? And also, though, opportunity for her to get as much out of life and the opportunity. So I think that she'd say that number one, I care about her, personally and business wise.
All right. So just to let you know, Scott, this is something that we didn't tell you. So I had a quick conversation with Trish before we jumped on Zoom. I asked her how it is like working with you. Now, the one thing that she said was she really loves talking to you. It's like you're giving her coaching as well for her to be better, and you are very, very conversation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. That's what we do. I mean, I do it for Trish, and Trish knows it or not, she does it for me. I mean, she's a sounding board and phenomenal ideas, and
Mhm.
truly an executive for our business.
Truly an executive. Really love that. Now, you've been with Cyberbacker for 2 years now, last week. What
Right.
makes this kind of relationship or partnership successful?
Well, number one, I think Cyberbacker's done a phenomenal job. I go back, the way that we are introduced to Trish, the whole system and process that you guys set up was very efficient. Number one, and number two, it ended with me having a phenomenal person in my business, which is always what we choose to have happen.
Hmm.
So the process itself was super easy for us to get attached to. Second of all, though, it is like our really our relationship is just that. It is one where she's a part of our organization. She's not somebody that
Hmm.
lives somewhere else and only does this thing. Um, we treat her as somebody that adds complete value to not only me but every person that our organization touches. So she's included in everything, and I think that's how you create a relationship that we've been able to work together to add value to each other. Where I enjoy getting, every morning she texts me my schedule, and she always does it with such an energy because she matches what I'm looking for. So I just think it's us working together that's allowed that.
That's really great. Now, I think, of course, part of our goals here in recruitment, of course, finding the perfect cyberbacker for you is always getting this the right the first time, every time. So now, let's try and focus more on what, let's say, Trish is doing for you. So, how much time has she saved you ever since she's been part of your team?
She has literally saved me. She saves me hours in a day. So you imagine for over the last 2 years getting back just a couple of hours every day. And it doesn't seem like a lot. You go,
Hmm.
okay, well, maybe I got a couple of hours back. But man, if you line up a couple of hours, 365 days times two, that's a tremendous amount of time back that I get to, number one, focus on my family, okay, which is super important to me. Or number two, continue to think, look, and add vision to what I want to see happen in the future. That's what she's really given back to me. She honestly, when I thought about was thinking about this, she's a priceless asset to our business in a way, because she gives me back something that is irreplaceable. Making money is easy.
Hmm.
Time, though, when we lose it, I mean, that's gone. And she's
That's
given
true.
so much of that back to me, and she's impacted us financially also. Yet, man, the time has been something that's been huge.
Imagine having more time for your family and think of more ways how to create more revenue and for your business, right? Now,
Absolutely.
Trish has been a huge help. Now, for our listeners' benefit as well, so a lot of them really don't know how a cyberbacker can help you with your business. But what are the things that you have your cyberbacker do for you and your team?
So, well, Trish controls my calendar, number one, almost 100%. So, just imagine getting up every day and knowing that everything on there is number one, scheduled. Number two,
Hmm.
every link's there, everything's done. So I don't get up in the morning and think about what I'm going to do that day. I know the night before what's going to happen tomorrow. And then, she gets up and she texts me my schedule. It's in my calendar, yet she puts it in front of me, so I don't even have to go look at my calendar. She's on every single call I have. So whether I'm doing a coaching call with a one-on-one, if I'm doing a group coaching call, if I'm speaking somewhere in the country or somewhere around the world when we do these Zoom calls in other
Hmm.
countries, she's on those calls. And every time I get off the call with her that she's on, I get an email with all the notes from the call. Okay. She also takes care of my email. So everything in my email is organized and clean and clear. It's the most amazing thing. I didn't even know you could get to zero emails. But when you get somebody like Trish back there doing it, it does just that. And then she also is really a master at helping me put my thoughts together. So she spends a lot of time just organizing what we're doing, whether it be coaches or programs or what we're writing. And she's putting those things in Google and making sure that it's in front of me when it needs to be there. She worked really hard, and I think that I give her a lot, because number one, she's earned those opportunities. So that's kind of what she does for me.
Of course, you still have to build that trust as well for you to be able to give more. Let her do more as well, right? Trust is very, very important.
Yeah,
So,
like she
mhm.
literally sees all my emails. Like I mean, she has access, and I'm 100% confident and comfortable with it, because that's how the faith that I have in her.
That's really terrific. Now, let me ask, of course, before you gotten to this level of, let's say, trust and confidence with your cyberbacker, have there been any challenges in the past working with your own cyberbacker?
Well, I don't know if I'd call them challenges. Maybe learning experiences.
Opportunities?
Yeah. Well, you don't know what you don't know, and it, before we really had a relationship, when we first started, we kind of, I would do things, and I really worked through my assistant with Trish. So I have an assistant and a cyberbacker, and so I would go through my assistant. My assistant would go to Trish, and I didn't ever feel really connected and wasn't able to build that relationship. So I was hesitant. I was
Mm-hmm.
concerned. Do I want to send this to her? Do I want her to send that out? And what I discovered though is when I removed my assistant, and I didn't remove her because of anything. I mean, she's still my assistant, but let her do what she does best. And then I got in a relationship with Trish. Then I understood the value that she could bring. Then we were able to create, a conversation and relationship around trust. And then you start finding out about what she wants out of her life. So then you start going, okay, well, these are things that I can do to help her have the life that she desires. And in turn, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll automatically get what you want. And that's how that relationship, that was the most challenging thing is just in the beginning. If I would have went directly to the cyberbacker or Trish first, I think that uncomfortableness would have been taken care of much quicker.
Of course, maybe just trying to build that trust at first. And I think a lot of our cyber CEOs right now still have that, let's say, I'm not sure if this is something that they should be seeing or should be doing for me, something like that, right? But again, anything that can be done virtual, of course, the cyberbacker would be able to help you with those. So let me ask one more question though, Scott.
Sure.
There are still a lot of people right now who are having second thoughts in, let's say, having their own cyberbacker. What advice would you be able to say to the or give to these people?
Um, well, I guess the best advice I could give is ask yourself why not. Like, Trish and this organization and providing Trish with me has created more time and more money in my life. And again, money is never really an issue. I mean, you can figure that part out. But man, when you can get back time and also get better, so your communication as a company gets better, your experience for your customer gets better with Trish, your communication with the key people in your life get better. I just don't think that the investment of this in your life is ever going to not be a positive investment for your business in your life. I truly believe that.
Really appreciate that, Scott. So, one last thing. I
Sure.
know that Trish would be listening right now to the podcast. So, is there anything that you'd like to say? Maybe a quick shout out to her.
Well, yeah, I do. We adore Trish. She's amazing. You're the best. And the thing is, she knows it because we tell her constantly. But she really has. She's impacted me. She's impacted 𝗙𝗎. She's impacted Keller Williams International. She's been a tremendous asset for us, and will be for a long time.
Again, we love that for a long time. We are very excited to continue building this relationship, of course, with you in the future, Scott. And I know that Trish is also very thankful being working with you and your team, Scott. So I know you're very busy. Thank you very much for your time. And for all our listeners, if you would like to save time and focus on your family, business as well, like Scott, please visit our website, cyberbacker.com. Scott, again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.